Mithila, also known as Videha, is an ancient region located in the eastern Gangetic Plains, covering parts of present-day Bihar and the Terai region of Nepal. It is a vast region with a rich and prosperous history, culture, and language, which is completely unheard of by many people out there. Here is a map of Mithila. Mithila is the home of the Maithili language, as well as the Tirhuta script, which is very similar to the Assamese and Bengali scripts. The use of the Tirhuta script declined because of the Maithil's recent preference of the Devanagari script to write the language. Our staple diet consists mostly of rice and fish curry with the occasional flaked rice, Indian yogurt, and makhana, also known as fox nuts. We are perhaps the only places in India with a Brahmin community that consumes meat, including myself. We offer sacrifices to Devi during our weddings and Upanayana ceremonies. Most Maithils are devotees from the Shakta Parampara in Hinduism, where we worship Devi. Mahadev is considered to be our father, and Ma Parvati is our mother. We like wearing our traditional turban or headgear called pag. Mithila is central to Hinduism. It is where the famous debate between Sri Adi Shankaracharya, the proponent of Advait Vedant, and Sri Mandana Mishra took place. Mandana was a proponent of the Mimamsa philosophy. The debate is linked with the Digvijay Yatra of Shankara, where he defeated Mandana Mishra and went on to establish Advaita Vedant as the paramount school in Hinduism across the Indian subcontinent. Back then, women also used to be proficient in Shastra and Shastrarth, which means debate, where Mandana Mishra's wife nearly defeated Shankara in the debate. Mithila had always been a very progressive place in its true essence. I will probably cover this debate in a future video. According to legend, the name Mithila derives from the mythical king Mithi, who was created from the body of his father, King Nimi. Mithi established his capital at Mithilapuri, and since he was born from his father's body, according to legend, he took the title Janaka. Thereafter, the rulers of Mithila were known as Janak, with the most famous Janak being Siradhwaj Janak, who is the father of Sita from the epic Ramayana. The Videha dynasty, with its capital at Mithila, identified with modern-day Janakpur in Nepal, is said to be of prominence, particularly because of the Ramayana, where Sri Rama married Ma Sita of Mithila. The region is frequently mentioned in ancient Hindu texts such as the Yajur Veda, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and various other Purans. Mithila was and continues to remain a center of higher learning, and it created legendary poets, literary figures, and geniuses from its land. It is very well known in Hindu scriptures for its philosopher kings, especially King Janak, who was renowned for his wisdom and patronage of learning. Siradhwaja Janak and his court attracted sages and philosophers, contributing to the region's reputation as a seat of knowledge. Sita, also known as Janaki or Maithili, was found in a furrow by Janaka when he was plowing his fields, and he raised her as his own daughter. Her marriage to Ram is a central event in the Ramayana, symbolizing an alliance between Videha and Ayodhya. During the later Vedic period, from 1100 to 500 BCE, Videha emerged as a major political and cultural center alongside Kuru and Panchala. The kings of Videha, the Janaks, played a significant role in the development of Vedic culture itself. The kingdom later became part of the Vajika League, a confederacy with its capital at Vaishali, also in the Mithila region. Mithila is notable for its early experiment with republican governance. After the last king Janaka was dethroned because of misrule, the people, led by the learned acharyas, established a democratic system, possibly making Mithila one of the earliest democracies in the entire world. This system persisted until the region was invaded and annexed by the expanding Magadhan Empire. After the fall of the Videha dynasty, Mithila came under the rule of several dynasties, including the Vajjisang, Lichavis, Sheshunag, Nand, Mauryas, the Shungas, the Guptas, and finally the Vardhana dynasties. This refers to the classical and medieval periods. The region continued to be a center of learning, producing philosophers and scholars, and was home to both Gautama Buddha and Mahavira at one point in time, who were founders of Buddhism and Jainism, respectively. From the 11th to the 20th centuries, Mithila was ruled by various indigenous dynasties as well. These include the Karnata dynasty, which ruled from the 11th to the 14th century. It established its capital at Simrangarh and Darbhanga. It was founded by Nanyadeva, who was not only a warrior, but he was a patron of music and literature. The dynasty fostered Maithil art, literature, and the Panji Vyavastha, which is a vast genealogical records. And these were fostered especially under King Harisingha Deva, who possibly brought the golden age of Mithila. Next up to rule Mithila was the Oinivar dynasty, which originated from the Oini village in Samastipur. These rulers were Maithil Brahmins who shifted the capital to Darbhanga. And last but not the least, the Khandwala dynasty or the Raj Darbhanga dynasty also ruled Mithila. During Mughal rule, Emperor Akbar appointed Mahesh Thakur, a Maithil Brahmin, as the caretaker and later ruler of Mithila in 1557 AD, establishing the Khandwala dynasty. Raj Darbhanga became the most prominent zamindari estate, controlling much of Mithila until the later Indian independence. Mithila was also periodically invaded and controlled by external powers, including the Afghans in the 13th century. And this led to the rise of a stiff resistance and the dominance of Hindu culture, which dominated Mithila for centuries. This is in stark contrast to the nearby region of Bengal, whose culture was heavily diluted because of the Mohammedan invasions. In 1816, the Sogoli Treaty between the British East India Company and the Gurkha King of Nepal split Mithila between British India and Nepal itself. The Darbhanga Raj estate remained the largest and wealthiest zamindari despite of this split, and it remained the wealthiest zamindari in the region until the abolition of princely states after Indian independence in 1947. Mithila has always had a distinct cultural identity which was marked by the Maithili language and literature, unique festivals and rituals, the world-renowned famous Madhubani or Mithila painting tradition, and lastly a rich tradition in music, philosophy and scholarship. The region has also been a significant center for Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, with ancient temples, monuments, and sites of pilgrimage scattered throughout. Mithila's history is marked by legendary origins, ancient dynasties, early democracy, religious and philosophical contributions, and a vibrant cultural legacy. From its roots in Vedic civilization to its role under various dynasties and its continued cultural significance today, Mithila remains a unique and influential region in South Asian history. And I hope to educate you all about Mithila because that is the region where I come from. And honestly speaking, not many people know about it. So that's about it. Yeah. Thank you.